Ben ritrovati nel mio canale, in questo mio nuovo video. Come al solito, prima di partire, iscrizione è assolutamente importante, campanella attiva, like, commenti e iscrizione al gruppo WhatsApp 3 iscritti, info in descrizione. Inoltre venerdì 3 appuntamenti importanti. Il primo alle 4:30 di mattina, veramente ora italiana, di quello che è l'amichevole contro il Milan nella tournée americana della Juventus. La darò, penso, sul mio canale Yoda J, sul canale parallelo a questo, e il link lo trovate in descrizione, quindi vi consiglio di iscrivervi anche lì e attivare la campanella in modo da essere avvisati nel momento in cui parte la live e quando verranno caricati anche lì dei nuovi contenuti. Quindi in live venerdì ore 4:30 di mattina. Poi venerdì, sempre da questo canale, Lunch Juventus alle 12:45, una rubrica di 30-40 minuti circa in collaborazione con la J Forever TV. E poi venerdì, insomma dovrebbe essere, ancora non è sicuro però al 99%, la seconda puntata di Internos. La prima, il link lo trovate in descrizione, è stato ospite Lino Juventus, questa volta tocca a detto Juve, quindi mi raccomando, venerdì è una giornata molto impegnativa per me. Detto questo, allora, intervista abbastanza lunga, abbastanza profonda da parte di Timothy Weah, grande figlio d'arte di quello che è stato George Weah, attaccante del Milan degli anni 90, che parla di quella che è stata la sua impressione da quando è arrivato alla Juventus, come è legato con i compagni. Dice di essere stato particolarmente sorpreso in maniera positiva ovviamente da Miretti e da Chiesa, e immagina quello che potrebbe essere il suo apporto e quello che eventualmente il gol magari al debutto allo stadio, e poi tante altre cose. Detto questo, io vi lascio l'intervista, mi raccomando, iscrizione importante fino alla fine, sempre, solo, nonostante tutto. Forza Juve!
We're live. I'm here with Timothy Weah, Juve's second American signing in all of history. How are you doing today?
I'm good.
Good.
Yeah, hanging in there.
How does it feel? Is the pressure good? You're getting settled? What do you think? Because you know everybody is talking about you right now.
Yeah, no, it's a blessing. First of all, I think that's the most important thing that I have to realize, that it's definitely a blessing to play for such a beautiful club, and then I just have to get adapted quick and do what I have to do.
All business socks already.
All business.
So obviously there's been a lot of talk because your father had played for AC Milan for 4 seasons, and he had also taken the same pathway from Ligue 1 to Serie A. So you are treading your own waters, but for sure. So what I'm saying is, like, Ballon d'Or next season then?
I don't know about that yet, but we're working towards it, definitely.
What's been so far your favorite thing? I know you've been training a lot, so you haven't had a lot of time to do much else, but melding with the squad. Obviously, the first American player that Juve picked up were Weston. Has he had any words of wisdom for you that are not putting ranch on pizza? Because the bar is kind of low. You realize you come in, you can dazzle him just by not putting ranch on pizza.
That's crazy. Well, no, that's my guy. I mean, one thing I realized coming here is that, you know, all the players are extremely nice. The staff is extremely nice. So I felt welcome, you know, from the first day. And, yeah, we just kind of just kick it in camp, chill. When it's time to get to work, we get to work. But off the field, we all have a pretty good relationship.
It's amazing. Has it been more of a comfort to have familiar faces as you came onto the squad?
Yeah, I think that helps. Having Weston here because he speaks English, and that's my guy on the national team. So, you know, definitely help. And then guys like Moise, Paul, Adrien, all the French guys, I can relate to off it.
For sure.
Yeah,
makes it feel a little bit more homey, quicker.
Yeah, definitely easier.
Of the things that you're looking ahead to, and I know we talked a little bit before about that you're interested in sort of learning Italian and you're doing it slowly on your own. You do already speak French. What else is ahead for you? What do you look forward to most in Italy and getting settled? What have you not done that you look forward to doing aside from everything that everyone's looking forward from you on field?
I'm just exploring Torino, I guess. I haven't really got the opportunity to see the city center and see everything that it's about, the history. I think that's going to be important to me. Settling down here is just understanding, you know, who the people are, you know, what the city came from, and I think that's definitely on my bucket list. So,
on your bucket list so far. Just want to give a shout, hey, to the chat. You're free to ask us any questions. I can pass them along. We'll see what we can get to. happy to while we have Tim. I know we don't have you for very long, but any words of wisdom that your father has passed down to you?
No, he just told me to
Go get him, kid.
Just do what I need to do. Like a normal father, he gives me, constructive criticism or tells me when I'm doing good. So I think that, he just told me to go out there, be myself, do what I have to do, play my game, and make them happy, of course.
Do you think that he sort of set the precedent for you as a little kid in wanting to be a pro footballer, or was that something that you just kind of arrived at on your own after just seeing kind of the career that he's had?
It's something that was just there for the taking. I mean, when I was younger, I played a lot of sports. I was, dabbling in basketball, football, and then, the real football came, and I was just like, yeah, I want to do this. I remember days I used to, wake up early in the morning and watch games with my mom, and yeah, it was just kind of came to me, so I ran with it.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. I know, obviously, you spent some time in New York. Do you have a favorite spot in New York?
Favorite spot?
Yeah, anything at all.
Now that I'm older, I like to go out and restaurants and stuff like that. So Last Lap, I definitely like Last Lap. I think that's a vibe.
That's your favorite thing.
Yeah. Vibe.
I've also been asked by the chat to ask you what your favorite place so far is in Torino, but I know that you obviously have probably been doing a lot of training more so than getting to get around.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to the city center yet. So, but I mean, the favorite place would have to be the stadium.
Of course.
Yeah.
If anyone in the chat has any recommendations for Tim in Torino, feel free to drop them. We'll pass them along. We'll make him a whole list, right? He'll be a tourist for a day. So how much time have you spent in LA prior to this?
I used to come to LA all the time because when I was younger, we used to have national camps here. U13, U14, U15. So we used to be out in SoCal playing at Galaxy Stadium and stuff like that. So I mean, I'm pretty familiar with LA. Yeah.
You like East Coast or West Coast?
I'm an East Coast guy. But,
that's the spirit.
Just a pinch of West Coast.
When I saw you walk in, I wanted to you're at you, and I was like, I don't know if we're on at your level yet, but we'll get there. Beppe, who Just Juve, has a question for you. He wants to know how you imagine your first match at Allianz will go. That's kind of a big question.
Mm-hmm.
How about I change it a little bit and say, what's your ideal?
What's my ideal?
Your ideal way that your first match at Allianz goes?
I mean, getting an assist and scoring. I think on a debut, that's the most beautiful thing that can happen. I think the most important thing for me is just putting the jersey on and having this across my heart. I mean, it's a blessing, and I'm just taking it every moment. And I mean, I can't wait.
Juventini of the world are pretty impactful. I can't wait for you to actually be in stadium to hear them cheer, because they're a massive part of this club as well as you guys. So it should be a really fun time. I can't wait to see you play. And then we have a question from the chat. What is your favorite Italian food? Do you like Italian food?
I love Italian
What's your favorite food in general? We'll go with favorite food and favorite Italian food.
Pasta, I think.
Pasta.
Yeah, I think as an athlete, I'm just constantly
pasta.
So definitely.
Fresh pasta is among one of the best foods in the world.
And that's what I'm getting in Italy now.
Yes.
My mom always told me about it because she used to live in Milan with my dad. So I think now I'm getting it.
They're kind of giving you the recos. They're like, listen, fresh pasta every day. No sleep, just pasta. Yeah. We have another question from the chat. The difference between training, I guess from your old club versus Juve so far. Do you notice anything in particular that's been different for you?
Definitely the intensity here. We're doing a lot of running, a lot of preseason fitness. I think in France, we run twice, and maybe that's it. Here we're, constantly running, constantly playing. So it's different. It's a challenge, but I mean, I'm just pushing myself, making sure that I'm up to the same fitness level as the rest of the guys.
I saw Mr. out there with you yesterday pinging balls around, and I was like, that's pretty intimidating. I don't know. I might be hiding behind boys. We'll be like, hey, but buddy, you go that way. You're up next. We have one more question in here coming up. This one's a good one. So obviously you're now respectively the 11th and 12th players to play in Serie A that are Americans, you and Christian. We have a question from Tommaso. He wants to know what you think about Pulisic.
Oh man, for me, he's going to end up being, if not the best player the national team has ever had. He's my close friend, And I'm just proud of him, and I'm happy that he's getting the opportunity to enjoy his football again at Milan, and I can't wait to play him.
I'm excited for him too.
Yeah.
Plus, you guys won't be very far apart. You can always just pop on the train and hang
Just
out.
go right to his house.
Big chill sessions. Yeah. We have Juventino Paris, who just wanted to tell you that we will definitely win Serie A with you. So you've already got a vote of confidence from the chat. It's nice to know that, right? The support of the fans before you even step into Allianz once. Davide asks, who is your favorite teammate? I feel like if you don't say Weston, I feel like that's going to be...
No, Weston,
you guys are going to fight later.
Weston off back will be my favorite teammate because the relationship that we have is super close. I mean, I've known Weston for years. But if we're going to... Because I think that's already a given.
Right. Like,
if I'm going to pick someone else...
I'm going to tell him that you said he's the worst teammate ever after this immediately.
I have two besides Weston because we already know that's my guy. Moyes and Federico Gatti. Yeah, I like Fede. Fede's he's someone that you can tell he's very genuine, and I play right beside him, so he's consistently helping me, and I think that's something that I realize. When someone is willing to help you when you first come to a new club, it's a beautiful thing. And then Moyes is my guy, so
I feel like Moyes has a good vibe. Actually, all the guys do. Yeah, I noticed yesterday in training too that some of the nicknames that pop out, like I realized that Gatti, you guys call him Gatto. That's my guy. I'm like, all right, does he know? You'll have to ask him for me if that Americans call him cats.
Yeah, that's
just let him know. We have another similar question: how you imagine your first goal for Juve? I mean, we can get you like a whiteboard. No, I'm not going to have you draw it out. But what do you think would be the best first goal to score?
I can tell you the first goal I'm going to score is definitely going to be a ball from over the top from Luca.
Okay.
Because he's always pinging me in behind, so I already know that.
I saw some of those balls in training yesterday. They were clean.
Making runs in behind. He's going to play me, and then I'm just going to run.
Okay.
Hopefully the ball hits the net.
Yeah. I mean, so presumably you're going to be pinging balls from that wing back position, making those runs, likely, which taking over that side is formidable. So I can't wait to see what you're going to do. Let's see what else the chat has for us. Do you have, if I ask him this and he tells you, it's going to ruin it. Okay. They want to know if you have a special celebration.
Not yet.
So are you workshopping things now?
Yeah,
going into it? Maybe like something extra special for your first like Italian goal. And then you move forward with something that's more streamlined so we can expect like a Weah celebration going forward. What do you guys think? You guys can suggest things in the chat. I'm happy to pass it on. Well, we'll see what he can do.
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of arm swinging room. Yeah. I don't know. Can you dance?
I could dance. There's going to be a lot more excitement though. So I feel like I'm going to be jumping up and doing things.
Okay. So it's going to probably be a more
knee slide, maybe.
Improv.
Yeah.
You'll just be excited to score. I get that. That makes a lot of sense. I've never been much of a celebrator. I kind of just do that. So we have Ahmed who wants to know if you have this is so funny. If you have a favorite NFL team.
Yeah, I'm a Giants fan.
You're a Giants fan.
Ever since I was a kid, I used to watch the Giants all the time. Eli Manning used to run that team. I mean, growing up in America, you watch everything.
As a New Yorker, I appreciate that you didn't say Jets.
No, it's never the Jets. That's why you support the Nets and not the Knicks. You know what I mean? Are
you more of a football guy or a basketball guy? For my basketball.
Basketball, yeah.
I'm the worst basketball player ever. We should 2v2 somebody. We have Giuseppe, our usual Twitch host. He wants to know, and this goes back to the Gatti being called Gatto. I know Kostic is being called Pipo at this point. Do you prefer Timo, Weah? What's your go-to nickname that you prefer?
It doesn't really matter to me. I think I've gotten used to everyone calling me Timo. The first person that called me that was my mom, and that it was only her that was calling me that. And then I went to Celtic, and it just became like a huge thing.
A huge thing there.
Yeah, I just let everyone call me that now.
That's honestly very wholesome. Yeah. You're like, no, that's what my mom calls me. At least it's not your full government. That would be a little awkward.
But I'm cool with it. Anything.
All right, anything works for them. Anyone else have any good questions in the chat for Tim while we have him? Because he's definitely a busy man. We don't get to keep him forever, unfortunately. I would like to kick back all day. This is the most fun I've had so far. I'm not going to lie. What do you think about? What's your first impression? Oh, what's your first impression of the Juventus fans?
Oh, they're amazing. I mean, from the first day I came here, I felt the love. I didn't expect so much supporters to come and see me when I was getting my medical done, and then just the passion that they show in the comments. It's a lovely thing to see, and I can only, I can't wait to see what the stadium is like, because I already know it's crazy. It's going to be super loud, and the atmosphere is going to be nice. So I can't wait to meet everyone.
We have a question from Ellie. How did you find out Juventus wanted you, and how did you feel when you first heard that news?
I was playing video games, actually.
What was it? EA Sports? Were you?
Yeah, FIFA.
Or you? Okay.
It was FIFA, definitely FIFA. And you know what's funny? A few months before I had gotten the call from Juve, I had a career mode, and my player was on Juve. So it's like destiny.
So some weird manifesting.
Yeah, it's weird. But no, I got the call. My agent told me that they're gonna come to the game and watch me, and it so happened that the game that they came to, I played well.
Did you feel extra pressure to perform that game particularly, or you just played your game that day?
Not really.
I'm sure this gets eventually, you just are used to knowing, hey, time to switch it on. I
definitely felt good that day. It was just something in the air. But yeah, that's when I found out. And then once I knew they were interested, I knew that, I was going to do whatever it takes to get here.
We have another American sports question. We have, who is your favorite NBA team?
Okay. My favorite NBA, the Knicks. The Knicks, by default.
That's some OG stuff. That's respectable.
By default.
That's how you know. That's how you know you were a fan from day uno.
They're a little shaky.
But
my favorite days were the Melo, the Stoudemire.
Yeah. But
Sanity.
that's the OG days when
those are the best days.
I feel like New Yorkers, by default, you can tell. There's two kinds of New Yorkers. And as soon as they tell you whether they're a Knicks fan or a Nets fan, you know. Yeah. Let's see what else we have in the chat here. Who impressed you most in training? All you guys are working hard.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of, I think.
There's a lot of sweat yesterday.
Federico Chiesa and Fabio. Technically, they're amazing players. I mean, very smooth on the ball, very elegant. And then Manu Locatelli is just like, this is just like Italian class. Yeah. He just gets the ball.
Seems like you're going to be looking for him to be sending you on little runs for the rest of the season.
I'm going to abuse his passing.
Reliable. Yeah. He's actually phenomenal at that. Not that he needs my approval. Yeah. It seemed like you guys were actually having a lot of fun though in training. I know you had a few rondos going. You're doing a little counting and shooting game.
Yeah, it's fun. It's good vibes here.
Yeah. It seemed like everybody was very into it. Nobody is trying to murder each other too much quite yet. Okay, we have many are asking which position you'll play and which position you prefer on the pitch. So a lot of you probably know that he's a winger for the most part, right? For the U.S. and otherwise. You'll likely be playing wing back. What's your understanding of your role on this side going into the season?
So I know that I'm gonna be start out playing wing back because that's where the coach wants me. Realistically, wherever the coach wants me, I'll play. Wherever the team needs help.
So when Tech gets injured, no, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I mean I can play goalkeeper too. Nah, but definitely wing back. My favorite positions would definitely be on the offensive line. I mean, playing as a 9, playing directly on the line where I can make runs easy and behind the back is really effective. So I think that's good. Wherever he needs me,
this is a very stick to what you're good at conversation, and you are one of the best at doing what you do. So
I could switch it up.
Were you always naturally a winger, or had you tried?
No, I started out as a center forward, and then when I went to Lille, I got shifted to the wing, and then wing back. And then I kind of just rotate now. When I go national team, I'm on the wing.
Right.
Yeah.
The vibe genuinely seems fantastic too for the U.S. men's national team. You guys are really gelling, and you're so enjoyable to watch. And I hope that you guys are actually enjoying yourselves at this point. I feel like you've earned it so much this generation coming up that just the more you vibe and you're playing at the top of your game, it's really truly showing.
Yeah, no, it's a vibe. I mean, and then everyone's coming to Italy now, so.
Yeah, it's a party.
Yeah.
It's a big family party in Italy at this point. We have, you can lie about this if you want. I'll support you in every way. Savage asks, who's the fastest, you, Kostic, or Chiesa? Should we get you guys in a foot race that they will not authorize me to let you guys do?
Do you know what it is? I think Fede is quicker than me. Like, his first steps are quicker, but I don't know. Me personally, I think I'm faster.
I'm going with you. I'll fully support you in this. He's lightning quick. We also have Palmetto asking who your greatest idol is of all time. I guess that's in general. It doesn't even have to be a footballer.
Oh, of all time? Just I mean, my father, for one. My dad will always be my biggest idol. But if we're talking just like any other person, do you know, I really like Thiago Silva for some reason.
Yeah?
Yeah, even though I'm an attacking player, I really enjoy, like, the 2 years that I played with him. It was amazing how, like, technically he's so clean. As a captain, he's a wonderful captain. And it's just kind of someone that you kind of want to, you know, follow.
I get that because I am an absolutely atrocious defender. But I have such esteem for defenders that, you know what, you can do what I absolutely cannot. And it's just remarkable, especially those like at the top of the game with Thiago Silva.
He's
outstanding.
Crazy.
We have 5 minutes left with Tim to everybody in the chat. Just so you know, if you want to get your questions in now, I'm happy to kind of riff on them. We'll see what we can get to. We have Terzino Bloccado sings a new chant. Siamo venuti fin qua per vedere segnare Weah. We came here to see Weah scoring.
Okay.
So we'll practice that so you remember it. And when they start singing it to you, you know it's for you.
Yeah, I'll make sure I score as soon as they start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys are really shaping up his presentation, his celebration already. Marcus asks if one day, I'm sure of this, but Marcus wants to know if your father plans to come see you play in Torino.
Yeah, of course. I think,
he'll be there before he is.
Yeah, he's constantly glued to the TV watching Juve. So I think now that I'm, you know, on the team, he'll definitely come to the
Is he going to give you some technical analysis after, you think? Does he usually do that for you, or he just talks to you about general life things?
It's
like
really my mom that is like pushing. So
mom's like, what was that cross? What were you doing?
Is super critical. So,
is she?
Yeah.
That's outstanding.
But in a good way, though.
Yeah, of course. Supportive parents can be hypercritical 100%. And still be very supportive. The chat would also like to know how your dad reacted to you going to Juve.
He was happy. It was like a dream come true for him. I think me playing in Italy and then going to his favorite team was like the icing on the cake. Yeah.
He's like, yes, I will buy that jersey.
Yeah, he already asked me for my first jersey.
Of course, you have to.
Yeah.
Heck, at this point, I need to get your shirt too, because just the first and second steps, I don't usually get names on the back of my shirt, but the historic ones, like I have Weston's because he was the first American to go to Juve, and I grew up tiny Juventina. Shivas asks, what's one thing? This is so vague. You're going to get his like list of peeves. Shivas would like to know what's one thing that annoys you. We can do like peeves.
Like a pet.
Pet peeves that you may have.
I'm a really quiet person, so.
You are. I feel like my energy's on 12, and you're like, we're vibing.
Nah, it's not even that. It's just like when I'm in areas that is like too crowded, too loud.
Okay.
I'm definitely an introvert.
So not a crowd guy. So not into
even when someone is just
concerts and things like that.
Talking and just too loud.
Sorry, Tim. I'll lower my volume. We have from Simu. What do you think of Captain Danilo?
Danilo, he's a legend, man. What can you say? I mean, he 2 Champions Leagues, over a whole lot of games. Played for Real. Now he's in Juve. He's kind of our example On the field, he's clean. He kind of reminds me of Thiago Silva that I played with. Technically amazing, and then he just has that captaincy that you want to follow. He's a leader, definitely someone that you want to stay close to.
What's his vibe like? Is he like very serious?
Very calm. Very calm. Yeah.
A calming presence.
Yeah.
So he's a calm captain.
Very calm and down to business.
Dictating everything.
Yeah.
Okay. We have, I'm angry that you guys want me to ask him this. I really am. But they want to know football or soccer.
I mean, it's football.
Calcio.
It's football. What calcio?
It's calcio. All right, we have to close out now. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you, Tim, for taking the time. I know it's a very busy day. We're going to wrap now. We will catch you guys later.
Ciao.